Jeannie won't be here, she's not feeling well.
What's that?
Jeannie won't be here, she's not feeling well.
I guess Rob's not gonna be here, he's out of town.
Who?
Rob. And Mike, I don't know if he's coming anymore. What's that? You're actually here with your phone. Your normal seat.
Huh?
Your normal seat.
It's backwards.
Well, yes, you're right. Flipped around a little bit. Henry jeans and Ross. Oh, that's Mike. Yeah, thank you. And this goes on. And it goes to- put 'em in the back.
Calling this budget meeting, this budget workshop to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any public comment?
What's that?
Public comment?
No, what's this letter for?
What is it?
I don't know. It's more about.
Yeah, that's a letter we were advised to distribute to the council.
Yeah, that's just for you.
Should he hand it to us at a meeting?
No,
Not
that's-
the budget thing?
That's why you have it for now, so you can discuss it at the meeting.
Just asking.
Hearing no public comment, we'll begin the 2025 budget presentation for today.
So, this sheet here, is this all the revised?
Yes, that's
Revenues
actually
and
revised.
expenses from our last meeting?
Yes, except they did not have the expenses of what our current year-to-date cost of electricity or cost of water was.
Expenditures.
We have the sales of those items, but not the cost.
So, but this is the same comparison of revenues and expenses that we went through and modified. I think we modified some of the expenses.
Yeah.
Last meeting.
Good.
Here on the general fund.
Yeah, so this one.
Okay, you have 18,441. In the general fund expenses, we have written down there 280,72.55.
No,
For
that
last
18,
meeting.
that 18,441, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the balance,
What?
that's the balance of the general fund after everything is in and out.
Okay, well, the balance from last time, it said it was 73,271.
Yeah, that was,
How did it drop down to 18,000?
so we changed numbers.
Well,
We
up to date
increased
numbers.
expenses and
Okay, just asking.
Yeah.
Not being offensive, I'm just checking, making sure I understand all this stuff, I'm sorry.
no, I didn't even sound offensive.
Yeah, water in general, is almost gonna be low.
Yeah, it dropped. Motor fund went up.
We could have got another deposit.
Okay.
So just to kind of roll down fund expense of $812,000. So it looks like we're gonna have a balance there of $344,622.
You know, that, the expenses on that were gonna go up because that was using last year's cost of electricity. It did not have this year's cost of electricity, which would have the increased amount from.
We're getting a 6 cent increase, even though we only raised 2, try to remember that. That's all.
So is that gonna,
That's gonna even that balance, yeah.
do we have a rough idea of how much of that balance is gonna eat up, or is that still?
Just what you're seeing there, and that's, and we just started into it, okay? So some of it's already into that total we've seen. But the 2 cents, when I do the electric, I was always told we make 2.5 cents a kilowatt.
Distribution.
Well, we make that over our total output, what we spend out for electric. We get 2.5 cents per kilowatt. So that, what makes our, revenue expensive. On top of you get some other things like the late fees and all that.
Okay, so we expect next year, as we're paying more for our electricity.
Right.
It's gonna
That
be,
balance.
812,000 is gonna go up.
Yes, yes. And the 344 is gonna go down drastically.
Drastically by hundreds of thousands?
No, drastically by probably
Did you
80,000.
say that again about my, we did raise the electric.
We raised 2 cents.
Right.
But ours went up 6. When I say
Supplier
our
raised
raise,
it 6.
Okay.
We raised it 2, the supplier raised it 6, so there's
because of
4 cents.
What
So next year will go up again? Our.
yeah, so we'll 2 cents again next year, and then 2 cents again the following year. Bear that there's no other increases. To get that 6 cents, we're gonna go 2 cents each year. We have enough to carry it because of what we save by cutting trees.
We're trying to graduate.
Right, yeah, but that's a good idea.
Versus one big.
To gradually, instead of just zapping us with 6 cents.
You'll be in Medid's district.
Okay, well, we are.
You're not, so be happy you are where you are.
Okay, so everybody understands that the expense portion, we expect that $812,000 to go up.
Yep.
So that'll bring that balance down some. The water fund, revenues of $202,291. And then we're gonna have the water fund expenses at $136,020 for, I guess, a balance or an overage of $66,271.
Right.
And again, that was based on last year's cost of water. However, we don't really expect that to go up because we didn't really, the water, cost of water really hasn't gone up. So,
Yeah, our licensed operator hasn't raised their price. But we have spent a lot of money on meters and installing meters, so.
But we think that water fund expense is gonna be close in line. We don't expect that to.
No, not at all, right.
Okay. So then the state road fund, we've got a revenue of $209,745.
Yep.
And an expense of $112,500.
Yep.
For a balance, I guess, of $97,245.
Yes.
I ask you the same thing about that. Do we see a bunch of additional expenses coming in or anything there?
Not till next year.
Okay.
So we'll have enough in there to be able to do some things.
To do a project, like like you had mentioned, I think last time, trying to spool that money up so we can do.
Yes. So we know, I got
So
some
you
nice
do
good.
more decent sized project.
Right, yeah. If we need some money for a pipe, at least, we'll be able to do that.
So then I'm assuming these numbers going the rest of the way back through the year are what totaled up to bring us to total.
Yes, that's what they'll do.
Did you didn't do anything, the budget invested operating accounts?
No, they stay the same.
This is basically the same.
I did update it a little bit.
Liquid fuels is the only thing that changes.
What page you on that?
This is the invested accounts.
Is that on
think it
Should be there, second back.
Should be the
second
second
one.
one.
I think it's
Second from the back.
No, second page.
So state motor funds are only one, what you said?
State road is the only one that will change, coming out being less.
And these
That's what
budget,
the balance now.
these budget operating accounts, I don't know where we got those numbers from.
They're what's our final balance right now.
Okay, so those were not updated then.
Right. Okay, they're the old ones, but, okay.
So they didn't.
Yeah, the utility is lower now because that's,
Yeah.
we made.
The budget operating ones are not changed, but the invested ones, I did update.
So that's the current invested amounts,
Right.
Yeah,
all told across all different funds for the borough.
they just came in on Monday.
Yeah, play with accounts, yeah.
Yes, they were fresh Monday.
It's like the capital reserve funds almost.
Yeah.
So then looking back to this sheet with the total of the funds and the expenses and revenue. I thought we were gonna talk about doing a small bump in taxes last year, we didn't end up doing it. We can see that the general fund there, was a little bit close with $18,000 for a positive balance.
I'm not gonna joke about, it. We need about $40,000 each year to do underground piping. Storm drains are going bad.
So we're gonna raise the taxes to pay for that?
Well, that's what we're here to talk about a little bit.
There's a lot of the state road.
No, not everything up in
Yeah,
development.
we own Shelby River.
Yeah. They're the ones that are collapsing.
And we're beating the miles.
Yeah, they are too, the state don't seem to want to do anything about it. They're not on the main roads, that's why.
So, we're here to discuss the budget, and I think coming down the budget, once we compare, revenues to expenses for each one of these, each one of the different funds.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it up, do we wanna discuss about a tax increase?
I
It's
think
something
we should.
that, it's something that we
Start
can't-
talking about it now.
It's something that we can't vote on or anything, or I don't wanna talk about a vote on now, but it's something that we need to make that decision here at the next meeting or so, if we're going to do that for next year.
Well, I think that's a decision that needs to be with everybody present,
Yeah.
all the council.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you wanna review over some of this from last year, or do you want me to do it?
It doesn't matter.
So, we went through a bunch of this paperwork last year, Charlie just pulled out the sheet that we discussed last year. With village,
No.
villages.
I just pulled it out before I came down.
Can you go borrow us a copy of these? We'll just have this is something that's gonna be decided on in an open public meeting.
But I think we'll have to have a tax hearing too. I think because it's taxes, we have to have a hearing. So we'll have to do the.
Where did you? I've never had a tax meeting.
When we did the, volunteer services tax credit, we had to have a hearing. So I think with anything with taxes, we have to have a hearing, but I'll defer to Hyde.
Yeah, check with items on it, 'cause I think we've made,
Which is what we did last time, just kind of.
yeah, it might just have to be advertised a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I think we didn't bump any taxes last year. I think we actually, I think we should have. We kinda got sidelined, I guess, with some other stuff, we didn't do it. I'd like to think that we should consider a little bit of a bump. It's just a matter of how much that bump would be. I hate the fact that sometimes the taxes don't get increased at all. And we know expenses are a little tiny bit each year. And instead of not doing a bump for multiple years, if you do a little teeny tiny bump, every couple of years, that's just what I'm looking for.
So it's a teeny tiny bump to you.
I don't know if it's back to that sheet.
Yeah,
I thought we had one of those sheets from last year.
It's probably due in your,
Yeah, you probably do it in your file somewhere, I just.
I have ever since
Okay, so maybe this is what we reviewed 2 years ago, but just to kind of start from the top, just to make sure my notes are going straight to it. The borough has, and again, this is a little bit dated information, but the borough has 365 taxable parcels valued at $39 million for the York County assessment. The 2022 millage rate was 1 mil. All calculations are based on that face amount, which the face amount is, I'll just leave it at that. The amount payable to the borough would be $39,958.23 if we collect all those taxes, basically. So you can see the amount of tax dollars that we get
At 1 mil.
at 1 mil
Right.
is, $39,000.
But what we get is 1.1, we get 1.10 for it.
Okay.
That was raised in 23.
Where-
So we're 1/10 of a mil, yep. We're 1 and 1/10.
At currently right now?
So we're actually,
43,954.
so if we look down then at that line item of the 1.1 mils, then we can take that number
43,000.
of 40, so we're basically basing at $43,954.05.
Yes.
Okay, can I stop a minute? You said the current tax rate now is what, how many mils?
1.1.
I just want to be sure.
So you can,
Second one.
so it's the second one
Oh,
down
okay.
right here.
Alright, I see.
As you see, that was an increase of about $4,000.
From where it had been in 22.
Yeah.
So if we would then go, and I'm just talking. You can see that we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in these different expenses and incomes and everything else. But you can see that from the tax basis, we're talking that we get, $43,954.05. So, just for talking's sake, if, we look at that 1.15 mils, we basically add another $2,000 to what's coming into our taxes. If we looked at the 1.2, it looks like it'd be about a $4,000 increase. And I'm just talking about rough numbers. So I think going to the 1.15 or going to the 1.2, I'm assuming that's, what we would want to consider talking about with the rest of the
Well,
board.
just so you understand, the fire took that 1/10 of the mil away, $4,000 a year. So we can't even count that toward being a surplus.
What fire?
The volunteer
But the
services.
volunteer services get paid back for the taxes.
That accounted for $4,000.
It will, with the amount of people that are on it now. It'll be over that now. It'll be well over that. If everybody gets paid out for what they're accruing hours for.
I thought we only had a person or two who qualified.
And that was 4. Bill, was it 4 or 5 now, that accrue hours?
What's this now?
That accrue hours for the
Volunteer
volunteer.
services tax.
Yeah, volunteer service, since we finally got it straightened out. 5?
Yeah, I think there's 5.
Okay.
So that amounts to about $4,000.
Yeah, it might be a little bit more than, yeah, if they get 100 hours, they get all of their, house tax back, all
All
the
the
property tax, yep.
So, that takes us up to 1.2 mil, so that scratches that.
That just breaks even.
Yeah,
So just roughly at a high level talking,
that's why I said you're looking at 1.5 million is what we're gonna need when we
say
start
that
saving
again.
anything.
Say that again.
I said Dean's upstairs, and these guys weren't here, that we're looking at 1.5 mil, 1.5 mil in order to be able to start saving 30 to 40,000 a year.
If we break even for this year at 1.2 mils, 1.20 mils, if we break even,
Yep.
what's wrong with breaking even? And if we need to next year, raise it a little bit next year.
Because I can't get underground pipes done by breaking even.
And that comes from the taxes, the underground pipes.
Well, there's no money they could be doing
General.
most places, but yeah.
Now, we did allocate some money in that.
Right.
So to get ahead borough-wise, it would be anywhere north of the 1.2 mil.
Right. For 1.2, you'd be getting $3,000 a head.
Don't know how much early you just confused.
You're already at,
If we go
to be at 1.1.
1.1 right now,
Right.
and we go up to
That's-
1.2, that's about a $4,000 increase.
Right.
Which is what you're saying,
Yeah.
would basically cover the fire tax reimbursement.
Right, for 1.1, so if you go to 1.2.
So to get ahead, we have to go to 1.25 or 1.3.
Right, and that's still not gonna get us 25 to 40,000 a year. It's not gonna be cheap on those underground pipes. They're 30-year-old infrastructure, galvanized pipes. It's something that should have been
Talking
done.
about raising it from, where we at right now?
Right now, 1.1.
You want to raise it up to 1.30?
Yeah, if you go to 1.3, it'd be about a $15 increase.
We don't have to do the whole block in a year.
Yeah. No, I know you don't, that's why I'm saying, to get that amount per year, you're looking at $300,000 to $400,000 minimum.
If we get enough to do, one or two roads done, then look at the following year.
Well, you're not talking, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. You're not talking roads, you're just talking about replacing all
Like
like
just replacing culvert pipes.
Is that and what's the rough?
It's not the rate.
Is that gonna be related to it?
No, that's not gonna be on this cost. That's what they'll keep liquid fuel money for.
I'd love to pay you for this, but I think what we're talking about, keeping straight, is, what is it, about 10 grand to do a culvert pipe with that?
At least, yeah, but not long as.
And that's just to take the pipe out, like we might be in that.
Yeah, 20-foot piece of 18 inch.
What
pipe.
time frame are you looking to start on these pipes?
Doing this,
What we're doing is it has a need replacement, right?
they should be getting done now. Drive around and look at the spike sticking out of the ground with white cloths on it. One inch holes up there.
Yeah, we have that all.
Yeah.
This kind of wraps.
These are ones from the pipe rock line. This now here, not, this out here, you got a bunch of freestone rock line.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, well, I think,
I
I think
One over here, First Avenue is also from the pipe rock line. Or galvanized pipe rock line.
so. We allocated more money, I believe, to do something. And now what you're talking about is trying to do maybe 4 a year. Or, right now, the way we're fixing them is we're not proactively fixing them, we're fixing them when they come.
Right. You're gonna be one of the prevailing ways to do it, that's why it's gonna cost us so much.
I don't think they're going to.
No,
And then
you 10 grand ain't gonna be worth bringing a machine in for.
So that's gonna be, so we're gonna patch it on top of it when we cut them in place.
Right.
And I don't, whatever you guys wanna do, but I don't think we're talking about significant paving over there until we maybe get some of the water on there, right? That's gonna dig up all the streets, you do that section at a time, then we gotta repave those roads.
That's all 30 year infrastructure too.
What we did, we were talking about spending chipping that, go on chipping.
This pave, this patch pave, patch pave where it's dug up.
Now you see a road with a straight down the middle of it, that's been cut.
Yeah.
You see all over your okay. Shitty job, man.
So, I mean, I look at repave the stuff, grind surface up like Scott's done, it's not
Yeah.
like put the fabric down, whatever it ends up doing. So really, so we're starting at 1.2, we see an increase of that 1% of the mill, and it's where anybody wants to go about that. So.
But again, you're not making a decision tonight.
No,
You're
I
just
just
talking
don't know.
about, we're just talking about what
The
you do.
1.2 breaks us even on the reimbursement.
Right, it says even.
So anything more than that, anything more than that would actually start to create surplus.
Because I'm gonna be for raising the taxes as little as possible. It's not bad right now.
But they kind
remember the stuff that's in utility, we can't really move that, because
That
that's our
we can't.
insurance fund.
Utility and water, you can't touch.
They're self-insured, accounts.
Yeah, it's big accounts, they're all in liquid fuels. All self-insurance.
So I mean, from a 1,000-foot view of this sheet here, it looks like we still have a balanced budget on our funds.
Yes.
It's just a matter of kind of truing up maybe the taxes for the fire stuff. And then if we want to gain any more, is that correct way to say that?
Yeah.
For the license city.
And if anybody gets off the budget thing, anybody that wants to run for taxes, we'll show them, we'll give them hardware, but we're getting out of it.
We have a lady here that used to come to the meetings all the time and wanted to do it.
That's the Newbury deed. Yes, and they can be turned over to her,
She's the what?
or it can go to the county.
That's the one, or Shield.
Shield something, yeah, used to be,
Used to be Rayvon.
radar, yeah.
That is all.
Just take the person who was the tax collector.
No, I mean, there might be some young person out there, and they can get the county, some of the county taxes too, to collect. They can make a pretty good income off of it, part-time income. They don't have to be here all the time, I can collect them, just,
You didn't advertise that?
no.
Nothing like that?
No.
like on the website?
And, I've approached numerous people throughout the town, but nobody's interested. It's all been,
Well, what's wrong with the manager thing? You know,
yeah, we got another
We have
application.
some applications in,
Oh, did you get some?
what's that?
Did you get some?
No, you.
Okay, yeah.
But, we'll probably talk about it before or after the meeting next week.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
Well, then maybe we need to look to advertise the tax thing too, and see if there's any.
Is that still elected, or is it?
Yeah, it's
So
like-
the tax
elected
tax
position.
piece is elected position.
Yeah.
So that, at this point, it sounds like to me it would be writing.
Yeah.
If we have any writing candidates, I mean, if anybody gets written in, whoever gets the most writing is gonna get it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we know if it's on the ballot for this year?
Yeah, I see what they put it on.
It's on the ballot.
It's on the ballot, but
Yeah,
there's no
like,
way.
if the position doesn't get it.
Get a
Say
position.
that again?
You have to be qualified to be tax collector, just get elected.
Well, you can be
Yeah,
qualified,
when
you can be
when you say
qualified.
qualified, you mean bond.
There's certain classes.
You can take a class after the meeting.
Yeah, certified, but you can do all that after elected.
You can, it takes a couple of weeks, but.
Yeah. Because you won't start collecting until April.
Is that clear as mud for you guys on this?
I have one question on that. So, repairing all of the drainage, that's behind all this, what's the total cost of getting all the roads, what's the total cost of
Don't know, haven't got a total cost for it.
that? 100,000, higher?
Oh,
Yes.
300,000 a street.
No.
100,000 a street, you're probably looking close, 500, 800,000.
Well, now, there's a couple.
Again, it's gonna be prevailing wage.
There's a
Yeah,
couple-
no, that's just kind of ballparking it, get an idea.
There's a couple pieces to that though. There's replacing the culvert pipes are big, you know, and then what do you do with the street?
Right.
Do
They
you
have
leave
to-
it to salt cut and patch?
Yeah.
Because to pave it, that adds additional dollars, you know, if you want it,
Right.
the right way to do it would be to get the storm sewer stuff fixed and the water.
Right.
So that then we can pave that street and hopefully it'll be good for years and years and years.
Another 30, yeah.
Because we don't have kindling money, we can't just keep recutting fresh blacktop.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, I think this is all.
I'm not gonna lie to you about the blacktop up there. I had an air knife trying to find a valve, and I set it down along the curb, and you could watch the whole top layer of the blacktop. It's not attached. The whole cap's not attached to anything.
Don't wish the roads any worse up there than they
Oh,
are.
I'm not.
You know,
I'm just telling you what I found.
Isn't it cheaper to tar and chip it than to pave it?
Well, yeah, tar and chip is for,
Usually you don't put that in the belt.
Yeah, I think tar and chipping is where it needs to
Because
get
it needs a
driven
certain-
in.
Needs a certain, amount of traffic to
Yeah, there's a lot of people that walk them and also push their buggies. There's no sidewalks.
Too much loose stone.
Yeah.
And I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, you're right, I wanted to do that, and I got a lot of backlash from it. A couple years ago, I wanted to do Shelley's, and I got a lot of backlash from that.
These new things are called rollers, to roll it. Yeah, it's a new invention.
No, that's
I
been
think
around
we
for
did,
time.
I said, we go back old school, dig it all up, or leave it dirt.
What?
I said we go old school, dig it all up, and let it go dirt again.
Yes, tell me.
I don't think that's a solution.
Just.
Yeah, except for.
Let's not go to ours and cross the road.
Nineteen, 1902, I think it was.
And then we should stir it up like that.
Alright.
So, I think we don't have any more questions with the budget. I'll go through and try to double check the math, we'll get those numbers on the scale, or the cost of energy and the cost of water. And so we presented at the,
Previous to the meeting.
November meeting, I guess, right?
Yeah, we can, November, December.
What's the pay you said restricted funds?
You got it.
That, I put that on there because there was questions about it last time, so the COVID money for the employee safety, that's restricted. The recognition, that's restricted.
I got that.
It just bounces the other page. And then, was the, now remember if you add up the cost of the employee expenses here for the utility clerk, meter reader, electric, payroll and stuff, we did raise that, that's why there's so much of an increase there.
Yeah.
We added, forget what the actual amount was, we added like 50,000, so, for 60.
Yeah, I did what, further bid, borough manager.
So that's why that, looks like we have a large gap there, but.
Yeah. And also, the last person that applied, making $85,000 a year, what she's doing. And she will sub everything out outside, that's only to do inside stuff.
So you're saying the applicant's a sheet?
Yeah.
Is it the one that filled out that first?
No, big different one. That's what you're gonna mainly see is the sheet in management positions anymore. There's at least 50/50 whenever I go to the capital meetings. Lower Allen, all of them.
And subcontracting things out on a cost number.
Yes, your budget are gonna change drastically when that happens. Either subcontract out or you get a part-time guy to do it.
Now, we didn't build subcontracting into the budget for things.
Well, the current level of subcontracting that we're doing is all encompassed in the budget.
Right. But not the future subcontracting if we have this.
No, that's all gonna be,
Well, I think that's yet to be seen at this point.
You don't have a crystal ball.
someone's got to do it, you don't know who.
Well, the subcontracting are the only ones, the snow plowing, and the same.
That's it.
You know, depending on subcontracting.
It's your maintenance.
Lights and what. goes
It's your
on.
maintenance stuff that you're gonna be concerned with now.
Right.
Patching holes, street signs, all that stuff, they, maintenance guy, yeah.
It would almost make sense to have more of a utility maintenance person than a borough maintenance person.
And I was Lee's guy, now I don't have a guy, I'm my own guy.
Now, you said we had money set aside for like a truck or something like that, or.
Yeah, that's on there.
That's a fund, yeah.
That's on that last page.
Just the fuel that means are,
Stigler funds.
like good equipment, good used truck, and buy tools for it.
It's listed on there, but it's not included in the bolded amount, so.
Oh, it's not the one with the market size for 30,000?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no, that's it, yeah, equipment one,
Yeah, that should be the 30,000, yeah.
But it's not in the total highways, roads and streets unrestricted. It's not in that number.
And the snow removal is not.
Right, because we gotta use other fuels for that too.
Snow removal, yeah, up to 11,000.
Right.
Once we we have 11,000, and it comes out of general tax dollars pays for it. So, high snow or ice here, you guys are losing your general fund real quick.
So they team, that's not.
Oh, yeah, so we've already had, we pulled $30,000 out of general, or had to borrow it from utility to pay it into general to pay for it.
Well, we've been pretty fortunate with the snow, so hopefully we're the same this year.
One day we're gonna pay for it, let's just see when it's gonna be.
Well, luckily we have people around town that have equipment.
Yep.
Worst case scenario.
That's all I got.
Anybody else? Ron? Bill?
Nope.
This meeting's adjourned.
Just look, talk to people, see if you can find something that's right over
I
tax.
got my gavel now.
See if you can hear you in my head.
That's all of it.
No, just ask around, the rest of the tax collector. I don't know where you wanna go. See you, gentlemen.